Hey, everybody. I'm Captain Tommy Scoville, and you are on the lifeboat. And this is Squirrel. She is absolutely in the I need all kinds of attention mode. Every once in a while, this cat gets just a pinch needy. You know what I mean? It's not a big deal. It really isn't because she's super cute. But I don't know. From time to time, it certainly can hold up the boat. Soon we'll be making another run. All right, good to see you all. Let's see what we got. Lori P, Sweet Liberty, Dennis, good to see you. Pauline, the tree hugging Buddhist, Huckleberry Haystacks Calhoun, glad you are here. Right, Davey, glad you're here. Cindy Plumley, you cannot get on the computer, love. Let's get in the basket. Good girl. Unpredictable Tony. I believe I saw Abby Normal, Mischief Managed, Ben Bang on the drum all day, Christina Leon, Bliss and Zoe, Moni 69. Yep, Madness. Debbie P. Hey, good to see you. Sweet Liberty. Kelly 69. Tumble Dry. Diane 314. Roger Kirkpatrick. Zena Turner. Queen of Awkwardness. And the Heat Seeker Boyle. Man seeks heat. Yeah. So hey, not sure if you watch the Hulu, but if you watch the Hulu, my brother Johnny's on that thing a lot. And boy, it's turned this place into a zoo. I mean to tell you, people. Literally turned the place into a zoo. But I don't know. I can't complain about that. It's kind of exciting. You know what I mean? It's like every day is like a scratch off lottery ticket. You never really know what's going to be happening. Abby Normal, I love you too. Your YouTube is buffering. Oh, well, that sucks. And I did pay for, I'm not kidding. I literally paid for the most expensive high-speed internet that I could get on planet Earth. If I told you, you would be disgusted. Tampa B Man. I thought I friended you on Facebook. Apparently, I'm not very good at this. I really am not very good at this. But I'm not very good at the Facebook thing in general. Hello, Lisa, and I am wearing my glasses. How about that? How about that? Did you see this? Sharon, good to see you. Charlie Murphy, you rock star. Glad you're here. Truthfully, glad you're here. So we did a show over on Relatable Reese. And you know what? We had a really good time. We had a lot of laughs. There was we got into some silliness, and there was some flirtery going on. And I had a very good time. And you know what? I haven't had a good time in a while. So it was fun, people. Honestly, it was. It was cool to get our laugh on. So I'm not joking you, right? I am not joking you. We're going to open this puppy up, and I don't care what you want to talk about. If you've got a question, right? You got a question and you want it answered, right? Toss that puppy up there. Let's see what you got. Doc says, hi, Tommy. You seem happier today, bud, and on Reese's video too. I'll be honest. There's been a lot going on in my life. Obviously, there's some medical stuff that's happening, right? That's a reality. And there's some moves that are happening, and this is the boat has hit its growth stage. This is what everybody that starts a YouTube channel dreams of, right? But I kind of feel like the dog that chases the car and gets a hold of the bumper and doesn't realize what he's supposed to do. There's a lot that needs to be done, and I promise you, I'm not complaining. I am not complaining, but there are times that I seem a little overwhelmed. And you know what? I like Reese. I do. I consider her a close friend. There's a lot of people from that community that I consider friends. And she's definitely one of them. Aaron's definitely one of them. If they're bummed out at me, if either of them are bummed out at me, that's going to be something that affects me. And she was bummed out at me, right? She was pretty vocal about the fact that she was bummed out. So the fact that we are getting along I'm sure has a lot to do with why I am uh, happier. I think that that's probably got a lot to do with it. Lisa's happy. How about that? I'm happy that you're happy, Lisa. I really am. Do. Third eye open. Good to see you. Inappropriate heifer. Glad that you are here, and I am happy. Make no mistake, people. I am happy. Flirting is fun, right? Yeah, you can give them a good time. No big deal, right? We got our laugh on. Nobody got hurt, right? Question: where did we land? Where did we land on the Hawaiian pizza? Yay or nay? I'm gonna bum you right out with this one, people. I love pineapple on pizza. I dig a Hawaiian pie. Now, more often than not, I split it down the middle because everybody else is gonna complain about it. But I absolutely dig. Yeah, I dig pineapple on a pie. I really do. And I also like anchovies. And I know people don't really dig anchovies either. But in college, I started ordering anchovies because nobody would eat it. And it was my way of not having to share. And then I actually started liking them. Let's see here. Do. Don't forget that like button, please. You missed me on Reese? Well, then you really missed a good one. You missed a good one. Oh, Squirrel's having a good day. She's up there really raising hell. Question. Would you ever come to Alberta for a meetup with the Canadian folk? I would love to. It would require some wrangling. Canada is not very fond of letting felons into your country. They are one of the few countries that are very, very serious about letting people in, especially if their crimes are particularly serious. And you know what? The bank robbery, gun running, they kind of lose their sense of humor about that stuff. But I would love to. And it's possible, but it's going to take a lot of wrangling. And I would love to do that. I have a big, big audience in Canada. Question: when I wear my shirt with the UA logo you're wearing in Florida, why does everyone think it's for Alabama? Yeah, that's right. You're wearing this one? Yeah, that's all. There's no way anybody should be thinking that. And I'm sorry that happens to you, right? That's just absolutely wrong. 18,005 is a lot of peeps. Yeah, you know what? It's pretty cool, isn't it? You know what? I love you and Reese both together and alone. I love both communities. That's a very cool thing. And I think that while we talk about some different stuff, it's really obvious if you go over and you watch her for any length of time. If someone says that they're struggling in the comments section, whether or not they're a show that focuses on this and talks about connection and talks about how connection is the opposite of whatever, she does the exact same thing. I mean, watch, and so does the comment section. Her comment section does the exact same thing that our comment section does. Everybody just sort of comes together and says, "Hey, are you doing all right? I'm here for you." The verbiage might be a little different because we're probably spending a little bit more time, hearing about, the right buzzwords, but it's the same crap, right? And connection, I don't care if you got the buzzwords right. Who cares what you call it, right? Who cares what you call it? Reese is good, people. She is. And she's been out, she's been out a very short period of time, people. And I think, you know what, I think she's so far ahead of the curve for where she should be. For God's sake, she's been out a year, man. A year. Can you imagine? You did, Kelly, you did accomplish something. I cleaned most of my house today. Baseboards and all. I'm pooped, but I feel like I accomplished something. Makes me feel so good. Wait till tomorrow, Kelly, when you wake up, there'll be a split second that you forget it, right? There'll be that split second that you forget it. And you're going to wake up and you're going to look around and you're going to be like, oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. I set a goal. I knocked it down. You know what happens, right? Striatum. We go over all this stuff. The reward center of your brain starts to work again, right? Starts going, Kelly did this. Let's reward her with what? Drugs. Think I'm playing? That's what we got in our brains. Drugs. You like them? Good. Go out and get them legit. They can't arrest you for that, and they last a hell of a lot longer, too. I'm not playing on that one. It lasts a lot longer. Your happiness is contagious. How cool is that? Tampa B. Happiness, I think, across the board is contagious. I believe that. I think that when people are happy, other people start to feel it. You know, I mean that. And you know what, Tampa B? I want you to be happy. I really do. I want you to be happy. Aside from the fact that you're a smoke show, people, you have seen Tampa B, right? And listen, before any of you say, you know what, don't put so much stuff on how someone looks. Hey, get over it. How's that? For real. Because I don't put anything on how people looks. But if someone looks fantastic, I'm going to compliment them on it. I really am. And if somebody, by the way, is working to make themselves look better, oh, I'm going to pat them on the back the entire way. The entire damn way. Okay? Because that's what we do. We support one another. I got no problem with you wanting to be 295 pounds. If 295 pounds still allows you to go for a hike with your family, if it allows you to walk through the mall and do what you want to do, if it allows you to go outside and be the person that you have always wanted to be, rock on. Huh? Rock on. But if your lifestyle is starting to be so that you can't hang out with your family, or you can't get through the mall to go shopping, or you can't do these things, guess what? Guess what? It's time to step up to the plate, right? It's time to step up to the plate. And we don't need to look like Kate Moss, people, right? We don't need to look like Kate Moss. We just need to be healthy. Harm reduction. It's pretty friggin' overwhelming when people go, yeah, you know what? I weigh about 290 pounds, you know, and I'm trying to look like that chick on the billboard, right? Who weighs 113 pounds. And not only that, but they airbrushed her, right? So that if she really was a human being, her breasts alone would weigh more than her body, and she'd have a 72-inch inseam. For the love of God, right? Let's start treating each other the way we know the world to be. Yeah? So I will tell you right now, she's a smoke show. She really is. Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I like looking at her. I really do. Question. Do you know your Myers-Briggs type, and do you know your Hogwarts house? Yes and yes. And I'm not sure if I'm allowed to answer any of those without asking permission from my daughter first. For real. Because these are two things that my daughter is super, super into. You know what? I could probably give you the Hogwarts, the sorting house. And this isn't going to shock anybody. Right, go ahead. Take a shot in the dark. What house do you think I got? Yeah, come on. Right, it's pretty obvious, isn't it? If anybody gets this wrong, I'll be shocked. Tommy, do they have a commissary in prison for snacks, toiletries, etc.? They do. You can shop 1 day a week. You do it by filling out a piece of paper, which you have to put in the night before. Then the people who work there will fill your order and they drop it down a metal chute. You put a mesh garbage bag at the bottom and you catch everything that comes down through. You're allowed to do that once a week. Sugar is not allowed. They have things that are kind of like sugar, and you can get chocolate, but sugar can be made into booze, right? And different toiletries, you know, you can buy different things in there, radios, whatever, but it's not what you would think. It's not really fantastic. And yes, I am Slytherin. Yeah. Valerie says, yeah, I was Slytherin house. What? I missed you and Reese, but now I have plans for tonight. You love her and she loves you. I love it for both of you so much. Well, that's great. You will enjoy tonight. We had a really good time. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Right? Do 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 do. All right. Question. I'm looking for my 5. I stopped. drugs, alcohol, and cigarettes almost 37 years ago. Now I want to conquer my food addiction. Excellent. Excellent. How do we find our 5? Okay. We certainly can't do it here, right? Here, I'm Captain Tommy Scoville, and you can reach me at 555-13. Can you imagine? Holy hell. Well, you people can't do that either, right? That's a bad idea. Don't be putting contact information out this way. So we have put a Facebook group page, only Facebook, right? I mean, only Lifeboat. You have to go and you have to ask. It's a private group. Well, Tommy, I don't like Facebook. I don't care. I don't care. You want to get sober enough? You'll put up with Facebook for about 5 minutes, won't you? For real. If you say I hate Facebook so much, I would not. Well, then you have not learned to hate your addiction enough yet. I'm not playing games with you. For real. I remember talking to Q. And if he had said that one right here, put it down on the desk, cut it off. Right? We're going to wrap it up in tissue paper and we're going to mail it off somewhere. Because this is going to guarantee you it would suck. But I was going to cut off that pinky. There was nothing that this man was going to tell me to do that I wasn't going to do because I believed that he had the secret. I believed he could turn me into the man that I am today. He could teach me what I needed to know to be this guy, right? Not the other guy. So head on over to Facebook, right? Then get into Messenger. You're just going to be dealing with people who are already on the Lifeboat. But now you can meet them in Messenger and say, hey, here's my contact info. Talk to them in Messenger for a while. Guess what? You might hate them. Doesn't make them bad people. Guess what? Just because you're sober doesn't make you cool. Just because you're sober doesn't mean you're going to jive. Just because you're sober doesn't mean you're going to whatever, right? I mean, you're going to whatever. But find a place that you're going to pop into, right? I'll tell you what, man. I'd hop off of a building to get sober, but my sober means a little different to me than it does to other people. You know, I respect it. You don't want to go on Facebook. Don't do it. Don't do it. But that 5 doesn't mean that much to you, right? For real. Because we got a place right there guaranteed that will talk to you most assuredly about getting your 5. Now, you could do the exact same thing over on Discord. Now, go back and watch the video where my kids talk about Discord and how it works because I'm stupid and I don't know how Discord works, right? I really don't. Mama Scoville's Chase the Heat t-shirt is on the way. That's funny. Mama Scoville, I'm telling you, Johnny did a hot sauce the other day that actually gave him the hiccups. That has never happened to him in 5,000 videos. The man's never once. And that happens with capsaicin to mere mortals. So this was a hot sauce. And she wasn't home at the time. And I said, hey, what do you think? Think you could get Mama Scoville to try this sauce? Oh, I thought it was a very funny idea. It wouldn't have been funny, though. It's one of those things that you really could not. Yeah, it would have been very, very bad. Would have been very bad. There you go. There you go. Dog Daddy has admitted he has an addiction after he got beat up. I recommended your channel. Well, good. You know, I hope that, you know something, people, I'll be honest, right? I absolutely, right? I absolutely can look at a lot of the things that you've done in your past, right? I can look at a lot of the things that you've done in your past and I can go, I get it. I get it. You know, dope makes you do some stupid things, man. Dope makes you do some really stupid things. I rob banks, man. Right? You going to tell me that robbing banks is smart? Because it's not. I also beat the piss out of some people in my life. Right? I closed my fist and punched people as hard as I could. That's not normal. It's not good, right? It's embarrassing the number of fist fights I've been in. Now, admittedly, when you go to prison, there's some of that you can't avoid, right? It's still embarrassing. You realize how much more it takes to use this to get out of a fight? Seriously. You want to see a stud? I mean, a stud. I watched Q walk into the middle of two guys that were different races that were getting ready to fight and walked right into the with everybody watching, right? He strolled up in there like he was going to go walk in and say, hey, one of you guys got a match? I'm looking to light a cigarette. Like that was the stroll. He just walked into the middle of those guys and said, hey, man, we ain't going to do this. Okay? What good would this do? We're not going to do this right now. But he had one of those personalities that when that dude talks, people listen, right? He had a way about him that you just had a feeling that nothing was going to fluster this cat. I was there when he got to go in front of the courts on a 2255 motion to try to get his sentence cut down to 35 years. That would have allowed him about 10 more and he could have gotten out. And because of when he was sentenced to it, that was something that everybody got if you were sentenced underage. And, we did a lot of praying and we held our breath, man. And it didn't work out, and man, you got what's called the flap, right? The shit flap. And you put it up in the window and the guards will let you have it up for about 2 minutes, just long enough to go to the bathroom. But I went in there and I put that flap up and I started to cry because it just didn't seem fair. But he took it like a friggin' pro. Seriously. When I walked out, it was obvious that I had been struggling. He just said to me, what the hell are you crying about? It's not you. I said, it's just not fair, man. And he said, fair? Are you kidding me? He said, you want to start talking about fair? How many crimes have you done you didn't get caught for? Huh? You want to talk about fair? Fair doesn't exist, right? And this dude had the ability in the face of absolutely the worst to always look like he was at his best. I'm never going to be that dude. But I'm going to try. I'm going to try every day to just be a little bit more like him. You feel me? I would like to be a little bit more like him. I don't know that it's going to work. He was, I don't know, he's pretty touched. He is. He's pretty touched. I love it when the captain is happy. Hate when he's bummed, but realize we all have our days, ups and downs and all that. No need to ever apologize for your limitations. Love you just the way you are. That's a beautiful thing to say, Kelly, and I appreciate that. It's a weird thing because I work through my I work through my crap the same way you do, except I do it from here. And there are days that are really a bummer, and there are days that things go on behind the scenes, and people, people love to throw mud, and people love to do, the stupid things or whatever. But I'm feeling better every day. I really am. I'm feeling better every day, and I'm enjoying my life. I am enjoying my life. And that's not something that I ever thought would. I just didn't think that would be a possibility in my life. So that's pretty damn cool. And I am of the firm belief that that is something everybody is possible. Now they're slithering. Most people don't like to admit that slithering came up. We got some bad. We got some bad publicity, I guess. I think you want Gryffindor or Slytherin, but you are actually Hufflepuff. Really? Yeah, I was Slytherin. I absolutely was Slytherin. And my daughter was not particularly happy about it. She's a bit of a freak when it comes to all things Harry Potter. All things Harry Potter. Do. Question. I have childhood trauma. SA, you guys know what that is, right? That's the worst of the assaults, attempted murder of a soul, and physical abuse from alcoholic attention. I'm sorry, from alcoholic extended family. Parents didn't pay attention, later blamed me. Would Al Anon be a good support group for me 40 years later? No. No, it will not be. Absolutely not. That is not where you want to go. I promise you, that is not where you want to go. You are going to want to very specifically go to a group of people who are going to understand exactly what you are going through. And there are some phone numbers that you can call, right, that will try to pair you up with people in your area. Now, it is super important, right, that the people that you're in there talking to understand what you're going through. I mean, that's the reason that this is the gold standard. The reason that that group therapy works is because you're not going to have to explain, right? You're not going to have to explain how some asshole could blame it on you. I'm sorry, right? Because the people in the room will have been through that, right? To somebody like me, honestly, to somebody like me, I sit there and think to myself, how in the name of God could they blame you? I'm not doubting you, understand? I'm not doubting you for a second. But it's so incredulous in the mind that, you know what I spend the next 10 minutes wanting to do? Find him and kill him. Because that's so obviously I couldn't be in that group, right? That would be a mistake. In any circumstance, whether you're a survivor of sexual assault or you're a survivor of domestic violence or you're a survivor of anything, right? If you're coming back from war, if you're doing anything, and by the way, if you're a convict, right, and you're really struggling with what prison did to you, I know that's a mother of a thing to say out loud, right? But there are prison support groups for the PTSD that we all picked up in prison because none of us didn't get it, right? None of us didn't get it. And it's probably the hardest thing in the world to say, right? For a convict to go, yeah, man, I got messed up when I was in there. You know, we all want to come out and tell cool convict stories. Sadly, that's the world we live in, right? Yeah. Yeah. But what you want to do is find a support group of people that that really are going to understand exactly what you're going through. And I think that that's really when you will start to see some incredible growth. That's when you can really start to open up because you don't feel like people will completely understand, right? I tried Al-Anon and it didn't help me with my trauma and my essay. Yeah, my therapist has helped me. That's because it's really not what it's designed for. You know what I mean? It really isn't. It's designed to help with people whose families were drinking. It's a completely different animal, and they have groups for exactly what you need. And I promise that's what you need to get to be sure. Um, Hold on one sec. Question: struggling with my mother going on to dialysis along with the lung cancer. They are cutting out to have her lung in 5 to 6 weeks. Unsure how to deal with this. Sadly, uh, you've heard me talk about dialectic behavioral training, and if we go with the worst case, and I'm not trying to be a cold-hearted prick, but this is just how we do this, right? If we go with the worst case scenario and we go with, unfortunately, that mom's not going to pull through this, right? Then dialectic behavioral training is, you know what? I'm losing my mom, but I still got to get up and I got to put a smile on my face, right? And I got to be there for her and I got to show her love. I can't show her sorrow because she deserves better than that, right? Or whatever it is. I may be getting ready to lose my mom and I got to, go shopping. Or I still got to go to work and still do all of those things. And it's very, very difficult. It really is. One of the things that Q worked with me on, and a lot of people get really angry and don't like this, but I remember going into Q's cell and I was crying. And you don't want to get caught in crying in prison. right? For real, it's a bad idea. So I went into his cell and I was really struggling. He said, "What's up?" And I said, I'm so afraid my dad is going to die of a while I'm in prison. He's been struggling. He had a transient ischemic attack. His health is bad. He's been in and out of the hospital. And you know what he said to me? All right, let's kill him today. And I said, what? And he said, let's kill him today. Let's deal with it right now. What if? Right? He called me Rock. What if, Rock? What if we lose him today? Huh? You going downstairs to get a bag of dope? Huh? You going to shoot up? You going to smoke some? What are you going to do? How are you going to cope? If you lose him today, what are you going to do? What's the plan? All right, let's assume the worst possible case scenario just happened. Let's take this through to its final conclusion. Now what, brother? What are you going to do? And I said, I'm probably going to come in here and hug you. It's going to be a crap situation, right? It's not going to be a good one, man. It really isn't. And during that entire time, I hope that you're coming here and telling us about it. I got news for you. We're not going to know what you're going through. We're not going to be able to say, yeah, I know what you're going through. No one is going to have a clue what you're going through. But if you come here, we can say, hey, man, we're here for you. I don't know what you're going through, but I love you, brother. It sucks. Suffering in silence kills people. Turns them into drug addicts. It turns them into alcoholics. It turns them into people who unalive themselves, right? If we don't let it out, it will tear a hole and get its way out. We need to learn to communicate. We need to learn to stop suffering in silence, right? Was Q a recovering addict also? As crazy as this is, I feel weird answering that question. It's not stupid. I just feel really weird answering that question because I don't know that I ever heard him answer that question to anybody but me. Suffice to say that people who join gangs and do what he was doing all have a drug problem. So I will leave it at that. And the next time I talk to him, I'm going to ask him very specifically how much I can share. And that, he probably doesn't care, to be really honest with you. I just would hate to screw that up. I love this. I really do. I love this. Lisa Trimble says, can I say thank you to the Lifeboat Facebook people who helped me today? They know who they are. I want them to know that the tears are gone. Well, it's a pretty cool thing, isn't it? Huh? That's a pretty cool thing, isn't it? And I'll be honest with you. I'm not a big fan of Face Group or Meta or the D nozzle that started any of that stuff. I'm a pretty big friggin' fan of that comment right there, though, huh? I'm a hell of a big fan of that comment. I just dig it. And I love any way we can, right? So that we can put together the most frightening thing to me in the world is the idea that somebody needs help and they can't find it. The window of opportunity opens and it closes really quickly. It opens and then it closes really quickly. And when it's open, we just need everybody to have an opportunity to talk to somebody. It doesn't have to be me. It can be anybody. You know why? Because everybody here found their way out of the forest. And the ones that are still there sure as hell know the right way out, right? The Facebook group, I can't find it by searching the Lifeboat. It is the try Lifeboat 3 words. Lifeboat is not one word. There is a reason for that, okay? Because we are all in the same boat, but it is not the lifeboat. It is the lifeboat. But yeah, try 3 words. You can also join the Discord server. There will be Spanx Calhoun and Cedar are going to be doing another training on that here shortly. I'm not very good at it. People are getting better at it. And there's a lot of people that are telling me that they're just loving it, which is really, really cool. Tommy Knocker says he was so happy when he got the hiccups. It was adorable. Was it not cool to see Johnny really get floored? I mean, that thing really got his attention, man. You know, you see that happen to people all the time. But like I heard the first one, and I swear to you, I thought he was putting me on. I was like, yeah, whatever, man. Right, whatever. You know, I mean, I'm cool with it. Technically, Tommy has fat fingers. What are you talking about? I think it's fairly safe to say that I have big fingers. No, there is no right way. By the way, people, I get emails all the time from people who, it's funny because all I wanted to do is really just stand out and talk about drugs. And then I started to realize that this connection thing was kind of a big deal. And it ended up putting me into categories that I never, ever anticipated moving into in any way. But there's some things that I found that are really important, right? There are things you're never going to get over in life, right? Plain and friggin' simple. You're never going to get over it, ever, right? So stop trying. Stop trying. Stop reading books about it, right? Stop doing all of these different things to get over. You know what? Move on. Move on. Take the best of whatever that situation is. You know, my most current ex-wife, I love her. I really do. She was a phenomenal person until she wasn't, you know, and a great deal of that was my fault. But you know something? I refuse to throw out all of that. I really do. I refuse to throw out all of that. There was some really, really great stuff there. And I'm getting, the longer that I'm sober, the more that I can start to realize that, you know what? We can learn to live with things, right? We honestly can start to live a life. It was a bitch in the beginning, people. It really was. Somebody would say, oh, you remember so-and-so? And I would get up and walk out of the room. I'm not kidding. Don't bring up so-and-so's name because that dude does dope. Or that dude is friends with someone who sells dope. I can't have that. Holy hell, man. Right? I got to get out of the room. I can't be there for that conversation. Can you imagine? But I promise you, that's the world I lived in, right? That is the world I lived in. By the way, I'd be happy to do it. I mean, I'll get up and get out of a room before I risk, overdosing in any way, because that sucks. Right? There's not much I wouldn't do to. Sorry about your hand, Mary Jones. That sucks. I hate hurting my hands. When the hand starts to swell, it's just awful. Are you serious? Are you serious? Yeah, you better pull over for this. Hey, had to pull over for this. I got the job I was hunting for. Start next Monday. Spanx Calhoun is he's up pumping the fist. Russ Hampton. I'll tell you what, too. You know what this is for? This is because Russ called me the day he lost his job. Right? He reached out to me. And he reached out to me and I called him back and he said he lost his job and all of the things that come with that. He said, I'm not going to be able to have my medications and then I'm not going to be able to do this. I'm not going to be able to do that. And it sounded like he was starting to really gain some momentum. And I said, guess what, dude? Worst case scenario, we're going to make sure that nothing bad happens to you. Right? For real. Get that crap off your plate. Now get out there and go get a job. And I want to tell you something, dude. I watched this cat go like this and then bring the nose right back up. This was a dude that really and honestly was going back to what we know best, right? Pissing, moaning, and committing crime. But he got real serious about getting the job, And that's not so easy when you're a convict, people. Really isn't. Hey, Russ, man. Hats off to you, brother. That's good stuff. I'm glad that you pulled over for that. This is for you, for real, for getting off the deck and for not just hanging your head and going, oh, screw it. You know, there's a lot of people that do oh, well, I tried, and then they laid me off. So I went back to robbing banks, right? I'm justified. I did my best. What you did is courageous stuff, man, for real, Russ. Very, very, very cool, man. Very, very cool. And there's a lot of people here. There's a lot of people here that get it. Damn, that's cool, isn't it? It really is, man. It's cool. It is really, really cool. People, I had a question for you. Right, for real. How many places do you think currently on the internet have 250 people live? On the outside chance, 5 of us have been to prison, right? Let's say 7, right? Let's say 10 to be generous. That means 240 of you are just really happy for a convict because he was able to get a job. Let's hope. Honest to God, it is. It's hope for a hump world. If you're a convict, you cannot imagine what a big deal that is. But I guarantee you that my boy is crying. my tough convict friend Russ, I guarantee you he's crying right now. Because this isn't something a convict is used to. Boy, some pretty cool stuff. I'm sorry, it is. Sorry. My understanding was it might even pay a little better too, which is good stuff, right? Susan, you see a person and not a convict. And you know what? Everybody here does. Everybody here does. But you know what? That's not the way it is in the real world. Sadly, it just isn't. But it's pretty fantastic. And it's a movement, people. It's a movement. Doesn't sound like one. It really doesn't. 250 people, man. Doesn't sound like a movement, does it? Huh? But when there was 13 people, and I was saying, you know what? It's a movement, man. It's a movement. And when we had 13 people in the live chat, we were breaking 100 people. We were getting 100 people on a meeting. You realize that 9 out of 10 YouTube videos are never going to get 100. So I was happier than a pig in mud when I was getting that 100. Now we're up into the thousands. People, this is going to become more than what it is. That is awesome. You see that, Russ? For Russ. That is good stuff, my man, for real. That is beautiful stuff. You got to keep getting back up. Let me tell you something, people. You know the cliches, right? You get knocked down 8 times, you get up 9, right? You get knocked down 10 times, you get up 11. That's the drill, right? As long as you keep doing that, you're the man, right? As long as you keep doing that, you're the man. We watched him do it, right? We watched him do it. We watched that cat get knocked down and then get back up. And you know what? And he said to me, I won't lie to you, right? Russ has been very open with me from the word go. If I can ever use his story to help anybody on the boat. First thing he said to me is, hey, Rock, you know what I'm thinking, don't you? I said, yeah. You're thinking of picking up a bag of dope and slinging it to 4 people and having your rent covered, right? And then going out to try to get a job, right? He said, yeah, it doesn't work like that, brother. You go pick up that bag, you're going to keep flipping it. You're going to keep flipping it. He said, I know. But you understand, they don't give you much of a training for a new life. But you got to just thank God that there's a lot of people here throwing ones up. Might not mean anything to you, right? Might mean just you're doing this number, right? What is this? It's just tossing a 1 up there, right? No big deal. But it means an awful lot to a lot of people. It really does. And we got a lot of people. I've seen some pretty crazy life changes. You know that? Wanted to shout out Russ. So happy for you, dude. The boat is a wonderful place. Thanks for keeping it running, Tommy and true. Snotface, I'm so glad that you're here. I really am. And not just because I love saying snotface, although I do love saying snotface. Damn, I have to keep pulling over for this. And yeah, Tommy, it's a better paid job. And they give me a company vehicle. How about that? Yeah, tears from a convict. 10 years clean. It's a great feeling. Whew. Boy, a freaking decade, huh? A decade, a better job. Wrap your brain around this, man. I'll tell you something. This is going to be a hard thing. This is going to be a hard thing for too many people to really get a handle on. But Russ, they gave you a car. They gave you a car, brother. Seriously. How far have you come when a company throws you the keys to a car and says, yeah, take this home? As a convict? That's some beautiful stuff right there, Russ. That's 10 years of proving who you are, man. God, it's got to feel good. That is truthfully got to feel good, man. Proud of you. Proud of you. I hope you are as proud of you as we all are. I mean that. That's good stuff, man. Yeah, that is just good stuff. Really, really good stuff. You know what? Henny, I've told this before. They played this the first time I ever heard that song. I was on a prison transport van. No joke. They just kept playing, the refrain goes over and over again. And I remember thinking to myself, wow, this is just perfect, right? I get knocked down, but I get up again. This place really does change lives daily. And it's not because I'm wildly cool, people. Because what we've got here really is special. See that Tampa B's not crying. I am. Yeah, I am. Question. What's something no one has ever asked you? Wow, that you wish that they would. And what is your answer? Wow, such a is it? Truthfully, what an amazing question. It really is an amazing question. I think I've never heard anyone ask this, and I think about it all the time. If I was given the power, right? If I was given the power to go like this and eliminate every single mind-altering substance on the planet instantly, to have the ability to just go like this and have it all be gone, right? No coke, no heroin, no meth, no nothing. If it changes your mind psychoactively in any way, shape, or form, it would be gone. If you had that ability, would you snap your fingers and would you make them disappear? To me, that's the heaviest question in the drug world. That is absolutely the heaviest question in the drug world. And I'll be really honest with you, people. I don't know how to answer it. I honestly have absolutely no idea how to answer that. I think about it. This is something I've thought about a lot. It's going to sound really bizarre to a lot of people. It's going to sound really bizarre to a lot of people. But one of the things that keeps me sane as a heroin addict that was addicted for decades, one of the things that keeps me sane is the knowledge that I could go get it if I wanted it. I know that doesn't probably make a lot of sense. I'm never going to go get it. You understand? I got no desire. I wouldn't know where to go get it. It would take probably a long time. But the fact that it's out there, you understand? The fact that that stuff is out there is what keeps me going, right? It's what gives my life meaning, right? I'm beating that crap every single day. And as far as I'm concerned, I don't care what you believe in life, but that substance is Satan for real. And I'm fighting that crap every single day. And you know what? I'm winning. I'm winning. And I'm helping people along the way, right? I'm winning. Without this stuff, I'm not exactly sure what the hell I'd be. I really don't. I mean, without this stuff, what am I? Because I got a mission, man. I really do. I got a mission. Until they close this box, I'm going to raise a crap load of hell about this. Right? You feel me? I'm going to raise a lot of hell about this. And the platform gets bigger, and it allows me to crap on people like the cult of Scientology, who, by the way, is crapping back on me. You know, that's that and with the lies. Question: what is the correct name of a site to be the site to be prescribed Suboxone? Quick MD. Thanks. Yes. Quick MD will do it. Right. Quick MD will. That is Suboxone. It will. Let me make sure that is the one that because I do. Although I am not paid for by these people. Quick MD. Yes. Quick MD. I am not paid for by them, but they are as good as they get for getting people into medical assisted treatment to get them off of opiates. I have come across nobody better. And I have no problem at all advertising for these people for free. I feel good about that. I really do. I'm afraid to go on the cruise, but I want to. Afraid I'll sit in a corner and be a lurker. Haven't left the house in 8 years. Would you pull the trigger? Yes, I would. Yes, I would. I'm going to tell you why. This is something I talked about with Johnny Scoville the other day. I've used so many examples of this in the past, but I'll use probably one of the most recent ones that I've had. Okay. I was an old guy by prison standards. I was a pretty old guy. I was in my mid to late 40s. And in prison, you're older than dirt at that age. And usually you don't have to put work in, right? So I get to this yard and they say, so and so's got the yard. I go, sweet. I know this dude. I don't have to put any work in, right? This is going to be easy. But guy comes up and says to me, hey, man, they're going to want you to put work in. And I said, what? Yeah, they're going to want you to put work in. I said, that doesn't make sense. You do know how old I am or whatever. Well, as it turns out, they said, no, you're definitely going to have to put work in. It's one of those things. It's a new rule, whatever, right? Everybody under 50. I said, okay. So the shot caller came up and I knew the guy and he said, hey, Sally Rock's just the way it is. You know, you're fourth in line. I said, no, I'm not. I'm next in line, right? I ain't waiting. You feel me? There's the only thing worse than falling off a cliff, right? Is the fear of falling off a cliff. The only thing worse than a fist fight is the 5 days that you worry about that fist fight, right? You get to a point where you have to say that right there. You see this thing? That's my fear. That's my fear. This is the thing that scares the crap out of me. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to walk at it. Yeah, I'm going to walk at it. I'm not going to turn around and run from this thing because it's going to be right freaking behind me when I stop running. I'm just going to be out of breath. So I'm going to turn around. I'm going to fight this thing right now. So 8 years, 8 years is tough. Make no mistake. If you get, you would have to start, by the way. You would not want to start running from there. You're going to have to start easing out a little bit and easing out a little bit more. But I want to tell you something. Mara, if you get on that boat and sitting in the peripheries, I will happily come and sit with you on the periphery. You hear me? I'll see you. I'll have a ball coming and sitting with you. Right? I promise you. I would be I would be super fired up to do that. So I'd like to see you there. Be interesting to see whether or not you get there. 'Twas brilling, and the slithy toes did gyre and gimble in the wabe. Old Mimsy with the boar goes, and the mome raths outgrabe. Yeah, Lady J? Quoting a poem. Mara, Tampa B man says, huge agoraphobe. I put down my deposit. I know, right? 2024 is a new year. I've got time to freak out and also to calm down. You know what? There is something fantastic about conquering fear. Stepping out of an airplane. Good times. You get on the ground and you go, I did that. I did that. Right? All of those things, the people look at us and they go, oh, why would you eat something that you know is going to burn you so badly, right? That you're going to feel like you're going to die. Why would you do that? You know why? Because the next guy won't. For real. Because the next guy won't. Because you got any idea what it takes to say, I'm going to do that. And when that pain starts coming in, and it is the most unbelievable pain you have ever felt, and every nerve ending in your body screams, you got to stop, or this is going to kill you. You're feeling it in places that you've never felt it before. You're literally starting to get a buzz. The room is starting to spin. You know why you don't quit then? Huh? Because it's you against you. So whatever it is that keeps you paralyzed in that fear, let's push through it. In 2024, let's push through it. Is this cruise going to be frightening? A lot of people on there? Yeah, but there's going to be a lot of us on there, right? There's going to be a lot of us on there. You get scared, right? I'll be the silly guy with the hat. Whistle. I'll come over there and put my arm around you. Right? I'll have Tampa B on one side. I'll have Mara on the other. We got this. Right? What's the opposite of addiction? It's connection. What's the opposite of everything? Everything that's causing discomfort in our lives. Huh? Connection. We hurt, we withdraw. Things don't go good, we withdraw. We get into fights with our significant others, we withdraw. They sit at the same table for 15 years and they don't say a freaking word to each other. Right? It's beautiful, isn't it? 2024, it stops. 2024, it stops. Get on that cruise. Watch, seriously. I'll get your attention. I'm going on that cruise. I'm raising hell. You do realize that Reese thinks I'm bluffing, right? And that I'm not going to get on there, right? Nancy, I'm glad that you're here. I really am. I'm very glad that you're here. You know what? I think that the more we all kind of yes, Danny Masterson has moved to prison. He's been there a hot minute now. Yes, he is absolutely in his forever home. We're going to Corcoran State. That's right. And we're going to be hearing some fun out of there. It's just a matter of time. Yeah, you know what, Tommy Knocker? Tell you what, your old man was spot on, right? Dad said, bravery isn't the lack of fear. You know what we call that? Stupidity, right? Lack of fear means you're stupid. Doesn't mean you're brave. Bravery is when you walk up to that cliff and go, oh my God, got to be what, 160 feet? Yeah, I'm going to do it. Yeah, I'm going to do it, right? It's scaring the crap out of me, but I'm going to do it. Same thing with the peppers, right? Same thing with pain. Same thing with any of that, where you say, I can't take it any higher than this. So the next time I do it, I'm going to try to get it to that, right? That's human nature. Really is. It's human nature. Why do people climb mountains? Because the friggin' things are there, right? Because we want to overcome. We want to say, people said this couldn't be done. I said it could, right? What do I know about Corcoran? Well, here's the deal. Russ would be a better guy to answer that. There is, Danny went to Corcoran. There are a lot of those prisons have an older and a newer side, so it kind of depends if you're either going to be in the old one or the new one. Any way you shake it, fellas, he's not going to be having any fun on that. I promise you. Yeah, I mean, Russ is aware of it. He was in Corcoran for 3 years. Connection Junction, what's your function? Gene, I love you. That's absolutely awesome. That really is. That is absolutely awesome. Hey, people. Thanks for getting together and spending some time with us. You know, this is a fun time. It really is. I hope to see virtually every one of you on the on that cruise, right? And I want to say thank you to my wrenches. I got the greatest mods in the whole world. Lisa Trimble, thank you too. Good to see you. All right, Calhoun, where are you at? I know you're here.
Right here.
Well, would you look at that?
All right. Sold my car.
You sold the car?
Oh yeah.
That's one of the last hurdles there, people. So it's on its way.
This quiet 17-year-old was quite the negotiator.
Oh yeah? How about that?
Yep. He didn't really say a whole lot, but we did like an inspection at some auto place. And they like told me what was wrong with it, and then I was like, fuck, I need to like knock money off of this for this kid. But we sold it. That's what matters.
All right. I love it. I love it.
Tomorrow morning, I'm loading the truck.
You're it starts, huh? And it starts. People.
Probably gonna enlist my neighbor to help me put stuff in the truck, but I should be seeing you Thursday or Friday, depending on what I decide to do.
I could not be any happier, man. I really couldn't. All right, everybody. Check this out. Look at this. I almost forgot. Look at that. That is a cat in a basket. Well, you'd be really surprised at just how often I have a cat in a basket. You'd think she never leaves, right? All righty. Good night, everybody. I appreciate you. We'll see you on the next one. I'm Captain Tommy. That's my boy. Have a good night.